Why is Ukraine so important for Russia? Russia is fighting in Ukraine since more than a year now. Russia has suffered many thousand losses of their men, hundreds of billions of dollars in sanctions from Western countries where its most of hydrocarbon exports go. Why is Russia doing all this? To understand this, first look at a little bit of history. The relationship between Russia and Ukraine is complex and multifaceted, and there are several reasons why Ukraine is important for Russia. Historical ties. Ukraine has been closely linked to Russia for centuries, with both countries sharing a common history, language, and culture. Ukraine was part of the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union, and many Russians still consider Ukraine to be an integral part of their historical and cultural heritage, and see it as a natural ally and partner. This historical connection has led to a perception among many Russians that Ukraine should be under their sphere of influence rather than that of the West. Strategic interests also play a key role in Russia's aggression towards Ukraine. Ukraine is strategically located between Russia and Europe, with key ports on the Black Sea and access to pipelines that transport Russian gas to Europe. This makes Ukraine an important transit country for Russian energy exports and a potential gateway for Russian military expansion into Europe. Russia sees Ukraine as a buffer zone between itself and NATO, and fears that Ukraine's possible accession to NATO could threaten Russia's national security. Russia also views the presence of Western military forces in Ukraine as a potential threat to its own security. Crimea is strategically located on the Black Sea with a key naval base at Sevastopol. Russia has historically relied on this naval base to project power in the Black Sea and Mediterranean regions. By annexing Crimea, Russia was able to ensure that it would maintain access to this important naval facility. National security. Russia sees Ukraine as a buffer zone between itself and NATO, and fears that Ukraine's possible accession to NATO could threaten Russia's national security. Russia also views the presence of Western military forces in Ukraine as a potential threat to its own security. Domestic politics. Russia has sought to maintain influence in Ukraine's domestic politics by supporting pro-Russian political parties and politicians. This is seen as a way to ensure that Ukraine remains friendly to Russia and to prevent the country from becoming too aligned with the West. Another factor that contributes to Russia's aggression towards Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin has used his aggressive stance towards Ukraine as a way to boost his own domestic popularity and to distract attention from economic and political problems at home. Putin has portrayed himself as a defender of Russia's interests and a strong leader who is not afraid to stand up to the West. Overall, Ukraine's importance for Russia is multifaceted and has historical, strategic, and political dimensions. Why Luhansk and Donetsk important for Russia? Historical ties. Luhansk and Donetsk are located in a region known as Donbass, which has a significant population of ethnic Russians and has historically been closely tied to Russia. Many people in these regions speak Russian as their first language and identify more closely with Russia than with Ukraine. Role of Black Sea in Russia. The Black Sea plays a crucial role in Russia's strategic and economic interests. Here are some of the key reasons why the Black Sea is important to Russia. Access to the Mediterranean. The Black Sea is connected to the Mediterranean Sea through the Turkish-controlled Bosporus and Dardanelles Straits. This provides Russia with access to the Middle East and North Africa, which are important regions for Russia's trade, energy, and military interests. Naval power projection. Russia has historically relied on the Black Sea as a strategic location for its navy. The Black Sea Fleet, which is based in Sevastopol in Crimea, is Russia's main naval presence in the region and is critical to Russia's ability to project military power in the Black Sea and Mediterranean region. Energy resources. The Black Sea is home to significant energy resources, including oil and natural gas reserves. Russia's state-owned energy company, Gazprom, is involved in the development of several Black Sea energy projects, including the South Stream Pipeline and the Turk Stream Pipeline and the Turk Stream Pipeline. Trade. The Black Sea is an important transportation route for Russia's trade with other countries in the region. Russia's major ports on the Black Sea, including Novorossiysk and Sochi, handle a significant amount of Russia's exports and imports. Security. The Black Sea is also important for Russia's security interests. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine and Russia's annexation of Crimea have heightened tensions in the region and have led to increased military activity by both Russia and NATO. Overall, the Black Sea is critical to Russia's strategic and economic interests. By controlling Crimea and maintaining a strong naval presence in the Black Sea, Russia is able to assert its influence in the region and protect its national security interests.